Lapras is one of the most iconic Pokemon from Generation 1. With massive HP and all-around excellent base stats, it's the perfect contender to run the Just the Battles gauntlet. And as with all the other Just the Battles runs, this one was streamed live here on YouTube. If you want to catch them as they're happening, make sure you're subscribed with the notifications on. And as always, we'll start with the 7 rules of the challenge. Rule number 1, the timer will start when walking away from Professor Elm after receiving the starter Pokemon. Number 2, only the challenge Pokemon may be used in battle. Number 3, no items in battle except balls to catch HM friends. Number 4, no evasion increasing TMs such as Double Team. Number 5, no intentional uses of glitches or exploits. Number 6, no rare candies until facing red. And number 7, the timer may be paused for breaks in recording, but no inputs may be made when the timer is paused. And with all that out of the way, let's go and grab our Lapras. I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Totodile with Lapras. This is to give the rival Chikorita, which will provide a type advantage for him in the run. I nicknamed Lapras Nessie after the Loch Ness Monster. And now let's take a look at Lapras' stats. At level 5 we already have 29 HP, that is massive. I think 29 HP might be the biggest HP we have ever started with, and if it isn't, it's definitely one of the biggest. Our moves are Water Gun, Growl and Sing. We are holding the berry as always. Our attack is 15, our defense is 14, our special attack is 15, our special defense is 16, and our speed is 12. So really good all-round stats for Lapras. Now in Just the Battles we skip everything apart from the battles themselves. So we're going to head straight to Violet City and take on Falconer. Our moves for this battle are Water Gun, Growl, Sing and Mist. He leads with a Pidgey. We use Water Gun because we don't have any Ice-type moves yet available to us, and we managed to take down the Pidgey in just 2 hits. Out comes Pidgeotto, and I think it's going to take 3 hits for the Pidgeotto. I was considering using Sing, but I realised our HP is so massive it doesn't really matter if we take a little bit of damage. We now have our first gym badge. Let's move on to Bugsy in Azalea Town. Water Gun, Growl, Sing and Body Slam are our moves, and we are against 3 bug types. We Body Slam the Metapod to paralyse it. It remains fully paralysed and goes down without dealing any damage to us. On to Kakuna, and I use Water Gun to do roughly the same damage as Body Slam did to Metapod. We get 2 HP of damage as out comes Scyther. Scyther's Fury Cutter keeps building, but we do manage to take it out in 3 Body Slams, and we really didn't have any danger of fainting there at all. So Bugsy's down in a time of 18 minutes and 33 seconds and on to Rival 2. We skip Rival 1 in these videos because Rival 1 is inconsequential. It doesn't matter if you win or lose, the game will let you progress. We got sent to sleep by the Ghastly there, but we did take it out and only took 2 HP's worth of damage. We paralysed the Bayleaf, which means we hit it twice in a row, but unfortunately Bayleaf does poison us. Now at this point it should be as simple as just body slamming the Zubat. We take it into the red and paralyse it, but it confuses us, which is really frustrating, because that means we're hurting ourselves, we get a critical hit on us, we take some poison damage, we hurt ourselves again, we get bitten again, and eventually we do manage to hit the Zubat. 29 HP at the end of that was a very close call. But we have defeated the rival on to Whitney, and our moves are Water Gun, Growl, Sing and Body Slam, just the same as before. We Body Slam the Clefairy as it double slaps us, we take it out in 2 hits and we are on to Miltank. Miltank could be dangerous because it has Rollout. She uses Stomp on the first turn and then misses Rollout. She stomps us and gets a critical hit, but we paralyse the cow. This could be the in we need. She uses Milk Drink, which was very frustrating, and she starts stomping us again. But because we outspeed, because it's paralysed, it does mean that we do just about scrape by. We get the plain badge from Whitney and we can move on to rival number 3. And our moves for this battle are Surf, Confuse Ray, Sing and Body Slam. I forgot to heal before this battle, so it could be a little bit more dangerous than it should be, but we knock out the Haunter and we are on to Magnemite. We use Surf against the Magnemite to take it down in 1 hit, and we are on to the Bayleaf with roughly half health. Critical hit, Body Slam and Poison Powder missing really helped us take that out very quickly, and it's just as simple as surfing against the Zubat to get the victory. So now we can move on to Morty. Exactly the same learn set as we were in Rival 3 there. Surf, Confuse Ray, Sing and Body Slam. He leads with Ghastly, and we take it out in a single Surf. Out comes Haunter. Haunter also goes down to 1 Surf, and we are on to the Gengar. We get hypnotised and we are asleep, and Morty starts eating our dream. This is an awful situation to be in, especially because Hypnosis hit twice in a row. Gengar's now recovered back up to 2-shot range. We are really clutching at straws to get the victory, and eventually he just eats our dreams entirely. Back onto the Ghastly, let's hope for a little bit of extra luck with this Gengar. We know that Ghastly and Haunter are going to be fine, we just really have to take out the Gengar. It uses Mean Look this time and we get a critical hit, that was perfect. So now we take on the Haunter, we take it out, and we have our next badge. Morty is defeated, and we can move straight away on to Chuck. Exactly the same learn set for Chuck, Surf, Confuse, Racing and Body Slam, and Chuck is a fighting type leader. He leads with Primeape. Now we surf the Primeape to take it right into the yellow, but Leah does hit unfortunately, and it is on to the Poliwrath. We try to send Poliwrath to sleep with Sing, but we miss and his Hypnosis does hit us. That means we're at the mercy of Dynamic Punch, which deals huge damage and confuses us. We wake up, our Sing misses and it's all over. Let's try again. Hopefully this time we'll have a little bit of extra luck. We send the Primeape to sleep this time to try and keep our defences up as much as possible, and we're going to throw the dice once more at the Poliwrath. We both miss the sleep moves on the first turn, but on the second turn we do manage to hit Poliwrath. He has a full heal though, and that is incredibly frustrating. But fortunately for us, his Hypnosis just keeps on missing. And that gives us a relatively easy victory. So now we can move on to gym number 6. This is Price, he's an Ice type leader, and he will lead with Seal. He's got a Water Ice type just like us, a Water Ice type that I have used actually in Dugong. We Body Slam the Seal and it gets paralysed. It's fully paralysed, which means we're on full health as the Dugong comes out. Dugong gets paralysed as well on its first turn, it's fully paralysed. It does manage to do a headbutt for minimal damage, and we are now on to Piloswine. Piloswine's another Pokemon that I've done, so I know it's weak to a Surf. It goes down, and we can move on to Jasmine. Jasmine would be a little bit scary if we weren't part Water type, because Steel is super effective against Ice. However, we do have that Water type backing us up, and that's what we're going to be using for all the turns of this battle. We'll Surf away the Magnemites, we'll Surf away the other Magnemites, and we are on to the Steelix. We Surf the Steelix, it's super effective, and we take it down. And we have beaten Jasmine with a time of 50 minutes and 4 seconds. On to rival number 4. Rival number 4 will lead with a Golbat, and our moves are Surf, Ice Beam, Sing and Body Slam. We use Ice Beam against the Golbat to take it down in one. Out comes Magnemite, we Surf the Magnemite and it goes down. On to Haunter. We Ice Beam the Haunter, take it down in one shot, and now we can move on to Sneasel. We Body Slam and take Sneasel into the yellow. Sneasel tries its best with a quick attack, but really doesn't do anything to us, and we are on to Meganium. Our Stab Ice Beam is enough to take out Meganium, and we are now moving on to Claire. Claire is the actual Dragon-type specialist of this game. She's got 4 of them in total, and she will lead with Dragonair. This should be very, very easy because, of course, Dragon is weak to Ice. Dragonairs 1 and 2 go down, out comes Dragonair number 3. That gets an Ice Beam to the face and goes down as well. We are on to the Kingdra. Water means that Ice Beam is only neutral, however we just need 2 of them to knock out Kingdra, and we have defeated Claire in a time of 1 hour and 6 minutes. 1 hour 7:47 with the Dragon's Den segment, as we are now on to rival number 5, the final rival battle of this video. We shall take out the Sneasel with a Surf. Sneasel's still trying to do its best, but really not coming up with anything worthwhile. Neither's Magneton, and we are on to Haunter. Take Haunter out in one Surf as well, and we are now on to Kadabra. Kadabra gets the Surfing treatment, and we have just 2 more Pokemon left. Ice Beam for the Meganium, and Ice Beam for the Golbat. The 2 Pokemon weak to Ice came out at the end, and we have defeated the rival for the last time. 1 hour 13 minutes and 5 seconds for the rival, and we can move into the Pokemon League. And as is tradition, we will start by healing up our Pokemon. So all of our Pokemon, even if they haven't been used in battle, get a lovely rest. And now it's time to say thank you to Kenya, to Abra, to Psyduck and to Paris. You've all been a great help in the Johto region. Get a well-deserved break as we buy our 4 full restores for Lapras. We're either going to need them or we are not. And we can take a look at the stats of Lapras just before we enter the league. Now we are level 48 at the moment, and we have a whopping 211 HP. That's more than a Hyper Potion's worth of HP. We are holding a Never Melt Ice, and our moves are Surf, Ice Beam, Sing and Body Slam. With Ice Beam, Surf and Body Slam, we definitely have neutral coverage across the board. 117 in attack, 112 in defense, 116 in special attack, 125 in special defense, and a 92 in speed. Speed is the one stat letting us down as we go into Will. Will is a Psychic type trainer, and he will lead with Xatu. That is perfect for us because Xatu is weak to Ice and goes down in a single hit. Jinx comes out, and we use Ice Beam for some reason. That must have been a misclick. She uses Psychic for a teeny tiny bit of damage, and we are on to Exeggutor. Exeggutor's weak to Ice Beam, so we just use one of those and it goes down. Slowbro's next, and Slowbro is going to be the tricky one. It uses Amnesia though, which is perfect. Psychic does a teeny tiny bit of damage once more, and the final Pokemon is Xatu. We surf on it this time because I tried to preserve a little bit of PP. I should have really done that on the first Xatu because it's a lower level, but a few surfs knocks it out and we can move on to Koga. Koga is a poison type specialist promoted from the Kanto League, and he will lead with Ariados. So it comes out and we use Surf against it to take it down in just one hit. His next Pokemon is Venomoth. We use Surf against the Venomoth and it doesn't go down in one hit, which did actually surprise me a little. But then our special attack is only 85. We don't have the best in the world. However, it's enough to take out Fortress in 2 hits. Out comes the Muck. We use Ice Beam against the Muck to take it into the yellow as it minimalizes against us. We manage to knock out the Muck. Final Pokemon is Crobat, which uses Double Team and it is quicker than us. So it takes a couple of attempts to get the Ice Beam to hit. We do get it to hit though, and we can move on to Bruno. Bruno is very, very, very scary for a Lapras, because Bruno is a fighting type specialist and his Pokemon have a horrible tendency to chip away at you before you face the Machamp. And Machamp's Cross Chop has an increased critical hit ratio, so we are going to need to try our absolute best. We reject learning Safeguard because that is not going to help us in this battle or any further battles, as we take yet more damage from the Hitmonlee. Out comes Hitmonchan, and this has a priority move, so we are now in the yellow. We're almost in the red as we finally take out the Hitmonchan, and we are on to Machamp. We try singing, we miss, and Cross Chop hits. Back to square one. Couple of resets later and we are on to Hitmontop. Hitmontop does the exact same play and deals a little bit of damage with its dig. We take it down in 2 hits, and here is one of the reasons why this run got slowed down. Every time we defeated Hitmontop, we had to reject learning Safeguard. We take out Hitmonlee as we're still in the green, and out comes Hitmonchan. We don't have a priority move, so we're going to take 2 turns of damage here. First turn takes us into the yellow when we're on 72 for the Machamp. We need to get this Machamp to sleep, which we finally do on this attempt. We surf it to take it into the yellow, and we finish it off with an Ice Beam. One more Pokemon left, and it is the laughable Onix. 4 times weak to water, no problem at all for Onix, and we can move on to Karen. Couple of resets for Bruno really slowed us down, 2 minutes and 28 for that split, and let's see how we do against Karen. We send the Umbreon to sleep, and thank goodness it works, because that means we can chip away with Ice Beam, and our accuracy will remain at full for the entire battle. That was one of my big worries with this run, because if we got sand attacks, this could have taken ages. We get licked by Gengar, but we don't get paralysed, and then Gengar uses Spite. That means we run out of Surf PP, which was absolutely terrible because Houndoom is next. I was relying on Surf, so we're going to have to Body Slam this instead. Fortunately, Body Slam is a 2-shot KO, and we can move on to the Murkrow, who we have Ice Beam for. Ice Beam takes out the Murkrow, and we have defeated Karen with a time of 1 hour, 19 minutes and 23 seconds. That just leaves Lance the Liar left to go, and his 6 flying types. We're starting with Gyarados, which is actually going to be the most awkward of them, because it's only going to take neutral damage from Ice Beam. His Hyper Beam misses though, and we are on to the first of 3 Dragonite. Dragonite number 1 goes down, he tries sending out Dragonite number 2, and it's exactly the same story. That goes down to a single Ice Beam, we grow to level 52, and Aerodactyl is not Scarodactyl because that Rock Slide missed. We're on to Dragonite number 3, the level 51, and that goes down just as easily as the 2 previous ones, and the final Pokemon is Charizard. We've got Surf for Charizard, and we have defeated Lance in a very quick 54 seconds, and we are now the champions of the Johto region. And our league time is 1 hour, 20 minutes and 39 seconds. Kanto's next. And we rejoin here at Erika's gym. She is a Grass-type leader and she will lead with Tangler. This is a weird type matchup for us because we have the super effective move against her with our Ice Beam. However, she also has the super effective moves against us with all her Grass-type moves. So Ice Beam is going to be perfect for Jumpluff because it's 4 times weak. Out comes Victory Bell, we outspeed, so Ice Beam is perfect again. And I don't think we're going to have any issue at all with the Blossom. We do not, we knock it out in 1 shot. And we can now move on to Misty. Misty is the reason we have Thunderbolt, because Thunderbolt will take care of 3/4 of her team. All we have to do is worry about that pesky Quagsire. So we Thunderbolt the Golbat to take it down in 1 shot, and out comes Quagsire. Both Surf and Ice Beam will deal neutral damage, so I decide to use Surf in the end because Surf has the higher PP remaining. Onto Lapras, and as we know from our own Lapras, it is very bulky, so Thunderbolt doesn't take it down in 1 shot. However, it gets paralysed and we knock it out, and on to Starmie we go. Starmie goes down in a single Thunderbolt, and we have defeated Misty with a time of 1 hour 32 minutes and 26 seconds. We can now move on to Sabrina. Now Sabrina is a Psychic type leader and she only has 3 Pokemon. She will lead with Espeon, and like with all evolutions we have to watch out for Sand Attack. Sand Attack does hit, that means our accuracy is dropped, and that could be frustrating for the next couple of Pokemon. We reject Hydro Pump, especially because our accuracy is dropped, and Mr. Mime goes down to a couple of Surfs. Final Pokemon is Alakazam. Alakazam outspeeds and hits Psychic. We miss a Surf. We hit our second Surf, take it deep into the red. That means that Sabrina uses a Hyper Potion and we get a better damage roll to take it out. Let's move on to Lieutenant Surge. Surge is an electric type leader, so instantly I feel a little bit of terror. He will lead with Raichu, we shall Surf it and it will go down in one shot. Out comes Magneton, we use Surf against the Magneton, that goes down in one hit as well. Electabuzz is next. Electabuzz goes down to a single Surf, that just leaves the 2 Electrode. Electrode 1 goes down to Surf, and would you believe that Electrode 2 also goes down to Surf? That was an awful lot easier than I had anticipated. We get the Thunder Badge, and now here's a nice easy gym for Lapras. We have Brock with his Rock types, and somebody pointed out in the comments that all of Brock's Pokemon are 4 times weak to Grass. So that will come in very handy when we inevitably use another Grass-type Pokemon, although not for a while. That Sunflora is still lingering with me. We take out 3 of his Pokemon, just 2 left to go. Onix is 4 times weak to Surf, so we take it down, and his final Pokemon is Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn is also 4 times weak to Surf, so down it goes, and we are moving on to Blaine. Now it does feel a teeny tiny bit unfair taking on Blaine's Magcargo. We are a very, very high base stat Pokemon, and that is a Snail that's 4 times weak to Water, and it goes down to Surf. Magmar the Bumhead Fire Duck comes up, and it goes down to Surf as well. Final Pokemon is Rapidash. We Oko the Rapidash with a Surf, would you believe, once more because it's a Fire type, and we have earned the Volcano badge. Just 2 more badges left to go. Janine is next up on the chopping block, and she has a lot of Poison types. We use Ice Beam on the Crobat because it's super effective, and she sends out Ariados. Surf on the Ariados takes it down in one shot. Moving on to Weezing. We Surf the Weezing, and that disappears in the blink of an eye. Next Weezing is out, and Surf does exactly the same job. That just leaves her Venomoth. She uses a Dire Hit as she loves to do. We hit it with Ice, and it goes down. Soul Badge acquired. We can now move on to the final gym leader. This is Blue. He has a varied team type, and he will lead with Pidgeot, and that is perfect for us because Pidgeot is weak to our Ice type moves, and it goes down in one. We could also probably have done Thunderbolt there, but we have the Stab Ice type move, so why wouldn't we use it? Alakazam's a little bit pesky because it uses Recover, but a couple of Surfs soon changes its tune. On to Rhydon. Rhydon is 4 times weak to Surf, so we'll use that on that as well. Out comes Gyarados. Gyarados cowers at the sight of Thunderbolt, so one of those against it, and it runs to the hills, never to be seen again. Ice Beam on Executor is the perfect move because it's super effective, and the final Pokemon is Arcanine. Now we are actually neutral to Fire-type moves, but we don't even get a chance to be hit by one because we take out Arcanine, get our 16th badge, and that just leaves the final challenge. It's Red time. 6 Pokemon, 5 from Generation 1, and that weird Espeon in there for some reason. He leads with his Pikachu, and unfortunately for us, Pikachu actually outspeeds us. Charm misses in this instance though, and we take Pikachu into the red. That means we start doing the hokey cokey with the HP as it goes up, down, up, and down. He will eventually land a Thunder though, take us deep into the yellow as we finally knock out that pesky Pikachu. We are onto Espeon, battered and bruised. Psychic hits us for huge damage. It's going to be a 3-shot on the Espeon and we go down. Let's try again, this time at full health. We take a little bit of damage from the Psychic. We take a lot more damage from the second Psychic. And we take out Espeon in 3 hits. Snorlax is next. We use a Thunderbolt on the Snorlax to try and paralyse it, but it is no use, so I use Return just to see what minimal damage we do. We get paralysed ourselves. Let's try again, this time at level 70, and we are holding the Quick Claw. Now we had terrible Quick Claw luck throughout this entire red fight. At one point I even checked to make sure I was holding it because I was just not outspeeding anything at all. We do manage to get an outspeed on the Espeon though, and we knock it out in a couple of Surfs, and we are back onto Snorlax. We get the very, very lucky freeze. This could be the break we are after. Critical hit return, and another return takes it down. 3 more Pokemon to go. We have Ice Beam for the Venusaur. That takes it deep into the red as it does not use Sunny Day. This is perfect. Blastoise is next. We use Thunderbolt to take it deep into the yellow, Surf deals negligible damage, and another Thunderbolt finishes it off. And the final Pokemon is Charizard. It outspeeds and deals huge damage with Flamethrower, taking us to 18, but we get a critical hit to knock out Charizard, and we have defeated Red with a time of 1 hour, 48 minutes and 50 seconds. And that puts Lapras in second place on the Just the Battles leaderboard. And with that, we are done. Apologies for the condition of my voice, it has been deteriorating throughout this video. I hope it's not ruined your enjoyment of this video too much. If you have enjoyed it, please do click the like button. If you've got anything to say at all, leave it in the comments. I now have a Patreon at patreon.com/trainersquidgy, and if you've really enjoyed yourself, please do consider subscribing. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.